Hello everybody, thanks for joining our SCORE webinar program. The title of the webinar today is Leveraging AI and ChatGPT in Digital Marketing. Today we are diving into a topic that's not just a buzzword, but a revolution in the way that we think, work, or even live. We are talking about artificial intelligence, or AI for sure. Now I'm sure many of you have heard of AI. But how about its close relative, machine learning, natural language processing? These technologies are transforming industries, and today we are going to explore their magic. So we start with defining what they are. What's AI, what's machine learning, what's natural language processing? Then we explore practical application of AI in digital marketing. We talk about prompt engineering, a new kind of job that's booming. And then we go to generative AI for digital marketing tasks, how we can use it in, for example, search engine optimization. And finally, we are going to cover a very important and a new topic, AI search optimization or Gen search optimization. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Farid Parvini. I started studying mathematics. I got my bachelor in mathematics, then I got my second bachelor in mechanical engineering, and my master in biomedical bioinformatics. I always wanted to be a university professor, so I went back to school after like 7-8 years that I was working. I got my master and PhD in computer science from USC. Since then, I have been teaching at USC, Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Fullerton, Chapman, University of San Diego, USD, and these are the courses that I usually teach: database management, algorithm, web programming, search engine theory, AI in business, and so on. I started 3 companies and sold them. Solution 21, which was a digital marketing agency, business analytics group, which was a consulting business, Web Concepts AI, which is an AI and agent development company. This is the website of Web Concepts AI. If you're interested in AI development, agent development, we have some information there. Enough about me. Let's move to some basic definitions. Artificial intelligence refers to the general ability of computers to emulate human thoughts and behavior and perform tasks in real-world environment. So this is a very broad definition of artificial intelligence. On the other hand, machine learning refers to the technologies and algorithms that enable systems to learn from the previous data, from the pattern, from the data that it has seen, and then apply it to identify pattern, make decision, and improve themselves through that learning. So artificial intelligence and machine learning are often used interchangeably, but machine learning is a subset of the broader category of AI. And then we have neural network, which is one of the most popular algorithms in machine learning and covers a wide range of concepts and technologies. What is the point of neural network? So let's say we have a neural network, and the task that we want to do is to recognize the pictures. So if the neural network is trained to recognize pictures, and we show the network a picture of a dog, then we are expecting the network says it's a dog with a very high possibility. And then we have deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning using multi-layer neural network. Deep learning is widely used in image recognition, natural language processing, and autonomous system. It requires a large data set for training and computational power, like GPUs. And one of the reasons that you see in recent years this field evolved this much, because we have very powerful GPUs and large data sets. So this is the relationship between artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Artificial intelligence is the big umbrella covering machine learning, which is a subset of that. Machine learning are, as I said, a bunch of algorithm, and then deep learning, which is the neural network algorithm. And then we have natural language processing, which is the discipline of building machines that can manipulate human language or the data in general, the way that we talk, write, and organize our data. A very good example of a natural language processing model is generative pre-trained transformer, or our friend GPT. So GPT stands for generative pre-trained transformer. It means that it's generative because it creates new stuff. It's pre-trained. It was trained with previous data, and it's using transformer technology. This technology was built by Google, and now ChatGPT is using that. So this infographic again shows the relation between AI, machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing. As you can see, artificial intelligence is a big umbrella covering machine learning, and subset of that deep learning, and natural language processing, which is a subset of AI with some intersection with deep learning and machine learning. The applications of AI, transforming the world one algorithm at a time. We can use it in administrative tasks, a lot of things. People are using it for creating smart content. We are using it in autonomous vehicles, recommendation system, navigations, and robotics. We also use it in human resources, healthcare, agriculture, gaming, social media, marketing, and finance. And in this webinar, we are focusing of using AI in marketing. So these are some of the popular tools that I listed here. For example, ChatGPT, DALL-E, Cloud, Midjourney, Jasper. So I just listed here. If you need to understand which one is doing what, send me an email, or you can just search them. I just listed here so you can have a list as the reference. Let's start with ChatGPT. I'm sure that you have used it before, but just in case you haven't, it's very easy. You go to OpenAI website, openai.com, or chat.openai.com. You can sign up for free. You don't need to pay. You can use it, or you can even use it for without signing up, but it's better to sign up, and then you can log in. The first ChatGPT was released in 2018. So unfortunately, we don't have time. Otherwise, I would go over what it means to have 170 million parameters. In our neural network, we have some parameters that we need to configure. And the first ChatGPT had 170 million parameters. ChatGPT 3.5, that was released in 2022 and was the first publicly available, people started using that, had over 175 billion parameters. And then the next release was GPT-4, GPT-4 Turbo, O, and finally GPT-5. So how you use the right ChatGPT model? Of course, everybody likes to use the latest and greatest version. So before ChatGPT 3.5 was released, the only version available for free was GPT 3.5, and then you had to pay for 4 or 4.0. But when ChatGPT 5 came, it was available to everybody. So if you have a free plan, before you could use ChatGPT 3.5, but now you can use 5. If you are using as a user, there is no per use or token based pricing, which means that how many times you use, it's the same flat fee. Either it's free or, for example, $20 per month. Of course, upgraded user benefit from better reasoning tools and multimodal support. If you're a developer, on the other hand, it's completely different. The price is based on the number of input and output per token. So usage-based pricing, it's per 1,000 tokens. And as you can see, the price is very different. Like ChatGPT 4 was almost 10 times more expensive than 3.5 Turbo. So if you are a developer, you should be very careful which model you are using. I mentioned that the pricing for developer is based on the token. So when you send something to the system, then you have to see how many tokens you're using. So the way that it works is one token is usually like 4 characters in English. So 1,000 token is around 750 words. So if you have a text like summarize the key risks, it's like 6 tokens. Financial analyst is like 3 tokens. So they charge you based on the number of tokens. In ChatGPT 5, this is the way it works. If you have free account and you are not paying, you can use GPT-5, but there is a limitation, up to 10 messages every 5 hours. Upon hitting the cap, chats are downgraded to the mini version until the limit reset. And one GPT-5 thinking per day. Thinking means deep reasoning mode. If you have GPT Plus, like paying $20 per month, then you have access to enhanced mode. Significantly higher user limit for GPT-5 compared to the free tier. And then user can manually select the GPT-5 thinking and up to 3,000 messages per week. If you have GPT Pro and paying $200 per month, then unlimited GPT-5 access and includes GPT-5 Pro, a high capability variant of extended reasoning task. They have also other plans like teen, enterprise, and education. And in this table, I'm summarizing what's the difference between free, plus, pro, and teen. Another thing that you should consider is data security. If you're a regular user like you and me, then we cannot see each other's data. This is very important. All ChatGPT interactions are private to your own account. There is no public chat history and no user-to-user visibility. Having said that, OpenAI can internally use your data for model training. And it only gets the data if you haven't disabled training in your setting. You can opt out this option by going to setting, data control, chat history, and training, and turn it off. So as soon as you turn it off, they are not going to use your information for training. There was another topic in news like 3 months ago when Sam Altman said that please don't use ChatGPT as your psychologist or attorney. And the reason behind that was not the information that you share with ChatGPT is publicly available, because there is no protocol. If law enforcement or a court issue a subpoena, then OpenAI could be legally required to produce specific user data. This is very important. It's like you lock your phone and then Apple is not supposed to unlock it. But if there is a crime, maybe law enforcement can ask Apple to open your phone. So same scenario. If you share something with ChatGPT, if you talk about your divorce case, and then later on there is a lawsuit, maybe they can go to ChatGPT and get the data. So that's all it's about. Remember, deleting your chats in your interface may not delete them from OpenAI internal log immediately. And then finally, enterprise or team plans, your data is not going to be used for training. And again, here I summarized it. Besides T, we have Gemini, the Google version of generative AI. They have the same case. You can use it for free or you can pay. Cloud is another one from Anthropic. It got a lot of attention. So as far as, for example, you are concerned, the difference between ChatGPT and Gemini is the technology that they are using. ChatGPT is based on generative pre-trained transformer technology, but Gemini is based on Gemini large language model. So again, this is the interface or homepage of ChatGPT. As you can see, like old Google, that there was a box here, there is a box that reads message GPT. This is where you put your prompt. So what is prompt? Prompt refers to the initial input that you provide to the model in order to receive a response. That's very important. The prompt can be a question, a statement, or any text that you want AI to respond. And AI uses this text to understand what you're asking, the context, and generate the response. So here is what you put the prompt. So if you look at here, if you go to ChatGPT and ask what day is today, this is the prompt and then the answer. It says Monday, January 27, then I created this presentation. So why prompt is important? Because the quality, clarity, and specificity of the prompt dictates the relevance and usefulness of AI output. If you design a good prompt, the model understands what it's supposed to do and then deliver the response that probably is something that you were looking for. Now we have a new concept called prompt engineering. What is prompt engineering? It's a practice of designing, refining, and optimizing prompts to guide AI models in producing accurate, relevant, and useful output. So a prompt engineer is someone that can come up with the good prompt, refine the prompt, and optimize it. What is the purpose of prompt engineering? The first one is control. If you know how to generate good prompts, you have control over AI responses. The response is very efficient and reduces the need for post-processing of AI-generated output, because if you don't know how to design a prompt, you get the response, but it's not what you need. So you have to go back to AI and then do it over and over, which is not efficient. But if you know how to design, then it's very efficient. And task specificity. The response is very specific to your business. The analogy that I always use here is, let's say you hire a very good chef. You know that he or she can cook anything. So what happens if you say, cook me something nice? The chef is good, the food is going to be good, but you cannot imagine what you get because it can be anything. On the other hand, if you provide a specific instruction that prepare a 3-course Italian meal focusing on vegetarian dishes with a gluten-free option, then you narrow down and you can expect what you get. So this is exactly how AI works. If you provide specific instruction, you get what you can expect. What are the key steps in this process of creating prompt? The first thing is you have to understand the task. What are you looking for? What information you want from AI? And for that, you need to be clear on the goal of the prompt. The second one is context setting. You have to provide enough information so AI understand the domain or the problem space. So for example, if you're asking for marketing trend, you have to provide the time frame, industry, or target audience. The next one is how you design the prompt, how you structure your prompt. If it's a large prompt, it's a big prompt, you have to break it down to smaller, more manageable parts. Sometimes you have to refine the prompt. You test the prompt, it doesn't generate what you were looking for, you refine it and then send it back. So you have to revise it many times. And finally, optimize it with techniques like chain of thought, role-based prompting, and so on. What are the challenges of building prompts and prompt engineering? The first one is overly general prompts that can lead to generic or irrelevant response. And the way that you can avoid it is making sure that you refine and add details to your prompt. Ambiguity. If your prompt is not clear, AI may misinterpret vague instruction. So you have to use clear language and define terms when necessary. So if there's any term that can be interpreted differently, you have to define it. The length of the prompt is important. Sometimes too much information can confuse the model, and too little can result in superficial answers. So you have to make a balance between context and being brief. And finally, biased. Prompts can unintentionally reflect bias, leading to biased output. What does it mean, being biased? So this is the example that I always use. Let's say you are training an AI model for your HR company. And when you look at the history of the data that you have from, let's say, 25 years ago, that data shows that for some specific tasks or jobs, men are doing better than women. So if you don't pay attention and train your data with this data set, then AI may get the impression that, okay, for these jobs, men are better. And then when you provide a resume, and let's say 2 resumes and want to compare, unintentionally says, okay, this person is more qualified because it's a man. So cases like these, you have to be careful. What are different types of prompts? The first one is direct prompt, very simple to the point instruction. So you can ask ChatGPT, what is cryptocurrency? Very straightforward. The next one is role-based prompt. You assign the AI a specific role to influence its perspective. So as soon as you say, you are my customer service agent, it knows that what's the domain that you're talking about. It's about customer service, and then it can generate the response based on this overall perspective. So you can say you're a customer service agent handling a refund request, write a polite email explaining the refund process and offering an alternative solution. The third one is contextual prompt. you have to add relevant background to help the model generate accurate response. So, for example, in this prompt, when we are talking about retail business, we want to make sure that we provide what context we are talking about. Then chain of thought prompts. In many cases, it's better to ask AI to break down its thought process step by step, especially for complex tasks. Recently, we were developing an AI agent for a CPA, and we realized that when it reads some numbers from the PDF file and supposed to add them up, the number is not correct. So we asked, okay, show us the process, and we could see where the error is happening. And finally, constraint-based prompt. You may put some boundaries like word count, tone, or format. This is very important. So I tried to cover the basics of prompt engineering so you can generate hundreds of prompts yourself. So here, I don't want to go over these prompt samples again. I just quickly go over them. You can use them later, or you can test them. So I just read the title: simplify complex topics, generate summaries, and you see the prompt. Edit your writing, write emails. Everybody is using this prompt. Can you help me write an email to this about this subject? Discover new ideas, outline content. These prompts are more interesting. You can improve your decision making. A prompt can be like this: I'm trying to decide if I should do this or not. Give me a list of pros and cons. Learn from the best. Your personalized tutor. So if you're learning something, it can be learning a programming language, a music, or you're learning, I don't know, a new language. You can ask, you can tell ChatGPT to ask you a series of questions with the answer, and then you can test your knowledge and then focus on the areas that you don't know. This is one of the role-based. So you can tell ChatGPT that you are my intern. I want you to create a report, and the report should be like this. Learn any skills, learn faster with 80-20 techniques. This is very important. Get ChatGPT to write prompts for you. This is called meta prompts, which means that you can ask generative AI to generate prompts for the same model or for other models. Let's look at this example. Your prompt is: you are an expert prompt engineer. Generate 10 high-quality prompts that can be used with ChatGPT to create marketing content for a small online clothing store. As you can see here, the output of this prompt is not marketing content. It's 10 prompts that you can use in the next step for marketing content. So these two prompts, for example, write a promotional email announcing a seasonal sale, or create 5 Instagram captions for summer clothing collection, are two samples of the prompt that system generated as a result of the previous one that we asked system to generate prompts for us. So these prompts are generated based on that prompt. Or another example is, I want ChatGPT to create 10 prompts for me, for my students, so they can use AI for better understanding of machine learning concepts. So this prompt generates 10 prompts that I can share with my students. So again, these two prompts are the production of the previous prompt. So we used prompt to generate prompts. That's the key concept. So here we have to follow the same instruction. First we have to assign a role, then provide the task that we are looking for, provide some context, and then specify the type of output format that we like. So role plus task plus context plus output format. Another example would be using ChatGPT to generate prompt for another platform like DALL-E or Midjourney. We are using DALL-E or Midjourney for image generation, creating logos and that kind of stuff, and prompts are a little bit different. So we can use generative AI to create prompt for those platforms. A prompt like this generate 20 creative prompts that could be used with an AI image generator such as DALL-E or Midjourney. So the takeaway is generative AI is not only useful for answering prompts, it can also help design better prompts for other AI systems. And this is something that is called meta prompting. So if you hear the concept of meta prompting, means that you use generative AI to create prompt for another platform. This prompt is for rewrite and simplify complex tasks. And these are some of the prompts that you can use specifically in marketing. So for example, in email marketing, you can use this prompt. I'm looking for this type of email that will speak directly to the needs and pain points of my clients, and I want them to do this. So again, I'm sure that you got the concept, and now you can use these prompts. So here we have create a perfect prompt like meta generating AI for creating prompts. That's the same concept. Optimize your website. We see some examples. Cold direct message. Social media posts. Simplify complex information. Email templates. Blog posts. YouTube ad scripts. Content. So these are all prompts that you can use, and they are, hundreds of them. So let's go beyond these simple prompts, and we see how we can actually use it in digital marketing, for example. So let's say you have a new product and you want to market that one, or maybe you are a marketing agency and you have some clients that they want you to market their product. What kind of questions you should ask them before even starting their campaign? So we had a client, this is an actual case. They started selling laptops in Irvine. So when they approached us, I asked my team to go to ChatGPT and do this. I want to start a new business selling laptops in Irvine. What kind of research do I have to do? Just to make sure that the client did their due diligence and then did some research, make sure that they know the market, they know the legal aspect of that. Have they done any research on the location, supplier, and so on? So ChatGPT can come up with a list of good questions, and even you can say, okay, what answers should I get from client that proves they have done their research? The other actual case that I can show you is, I don't know if you're familiar with JotForms. JotForm is a basically form that you can use in your website, and then it's like a submission form, so you don't have to work on design. You can use their design. They have very nice design, and then when the form is submitted, they send you an email. So that's the whole point. we had a client that came up with the similar product, and then they wanted us to uh, start the marketing campaign and promote their product. So again, we have to make sure that they know they have a competitor, what are the benefit of their product, what's the selling point, and all questions that we should ask just to make sure that we have enough information. So again, I asked my team to go to ChatGPT and use this prompt. One of our clients asked us to mark their new products, which is similar to JotForm. What questions should we ask? So let's quickly go over how we can use AI in e-commerce. E-commerce is very popular these days. Everybody almost have website. Even people, personal people, they have a website, and there are a lot of people who are selling on their laptops. So e-commerce is very popular. And we know that AI impacted e-commerce and digital marketing in these recent years. So unfortunately, I cannot get to the detail, but I can show you what you can do. The first thing is you can connect your website to generative AI like ChatGPT. And then I'm going to talk about that in more detail. Personalization in e-commerce. This is significantly important. With the help of AI, you can personalize the shopping experience for your clients. Not only based on browsing history, you can look at their purchase history, demographic, and many other more factors and personalize your website. So when I go to your website, I see different products, different recommendations, because you know me, you know what I'm looking for. If other friend goes to your website, probably he is going to see completely different, maybe even UX UI, different color, different products, because he's not interested in what I am. So again, based on the history, purchasing history, demographics, location. So if the person is going to your website, let's say from northern part of Canada, you don't want to show the same product that when someone goes from Africa to your website, because they have different probably needs and so on. So you can personalize your website based on looking at this data and customize it immediately on fly. Predictive analytics. You can use AI algorithm to predict trends, customer behavior, and future sales. We had a client, they had a flower shop, and they want us to predict how much flower they have to buy for the next Valentine. They have a history of sales for the last 15 years, how many flowers they purchased. Some years they didn't purchase enough, so they couldn't fulfill the orders. Some years they purchased more and it was waste. So they wanted to know, based on the history of data, how much they should buy. So with you, when using machine learning algorithm, we can analyze past purchase history, browsing behavior, and predict how much product you have to buy and how much you can expect your clients purchase. I'm sure you have seen chatbots on websites. This is not new. Chatbots have been around for around probably 10 years. When you go to a website, you see a chatbot, you can ask some questions. The traditional chatbots, though, they are based on a predefined FAQ. So there are some questions, and then if you ask similar question, the chatbot is going to provide the provided answer. But if you ask something which is different from the questions, it fails to respond. But if you connect your website to ChatGPT and have a chatbot with AI agent, then it seems that you have a live person on your website. You have a 24/7 customer support salesperson on your website. So if you provide enough information, the agent can answer any question related to your business, even pricing. They can do even some calculation. So recently we developed a chatbot for a flooring company. So not only we could provide the type of product that they have, if the owner give us some information about the size of the job, we could give an estimate online. So the good thing about that is you can have a 24/7 customer support and salesperson on your website, and it can answer to multiple queries at the same time. Visual search and image recognition is very powerful. In your website, you can have an AI agent that people can upload the image, and based on the image, AI agent can detect what that is and then find similar products. We can use it in supply chain and inventory management and reduce cost, predict future inventory, and so on. 10-15 years ago, if you had an e-commerce website, you had to check your competitors and see how much they are selling similar products and then adjust your price. It was a tedious job. You have to do it manually. You have to go to their website and change your website manually. But with the help of AI, we can dynamically adjust price, not only based on competition, but based on demand and other market factors. There was a company that we were working with recently. They were using AI agent to adjust the price of restaurants when there was an event. So if, for example, your restaurant is in downtown LA and there is a basketball game, maybe you want to increase the price. Maybe you want to have a promotion on some items. So AI could find out what's going on around and then automatically adjust the price on your website. Voice commerce, you are familiar. You can use voice. Sentiment analysis for brand perception is very interesting. So if you have a big company, your Facebook or Instagram account has a lot of feedbacks, and you want to find out what's the feedback on a new product. Even if you hire a big team, 4 or 5 people, they probably cannot go and read all of them and find out what's the reaction to a new product. But with the help of AI, we can analyze social media posts, product reviews, and other online content to determine public sentiment about a new product, a new brand, or so on. And also improve our data privacy and ethics, and use machine learning algorithm to identify and prevent fraudulent transactions. So these are some of the things that we can use AI in e-commerce. And if we had more time, I could come up with like 3-4 examples that how Domino's is using, for example, AI, how Coca-Cola is using AI, how Burberry as a luxury brand is using AI in the e-commerce. So let's talk about digital marketing. As you know, digital marketing has 4 major channels: search engine optimization, social media marketing, either paid or organic, pay-per-click or AdWords, and email marketing. So these are 4 major digital marketing channels. There are other marketing channels like newsletter, TV, but these are our focus, which are digital marketing. I strongly believe that search engine optimization is the most important one. I have a webinar every month, what every business owner should know about SEO. In that webinar, I go over how search engine algorithm rank your website, what Google is looking when they come to your website, what are the factors that Google use in ranking websites. So it's a very informative webinar. I highly recommend, because I go over basics of Google algorithm. So we know that people are using ChatGPT, for example, for creating blog posts, social media content, and email content. But how you can use it in SEO? So as you probably know, SEO has two major components. On page, which is about the content of your website, how you use meta tags, how you use URL, and how you write description. It also includes how fast your website is, and is your website mobile friendly. So all these things are mobile on-page SEO. On the other hand, we have off-page SEO, which is about creating backlinks, which is 90% of SEO. Your citation, how your information is populated, how secure is your website, and finally your reviews. So this is SEO in 5 minutes. The point is, of course, ChatGPT can create content for your website. But what else? What else you can get help from ChatGPT in your SEO? The first thing, and one of the most important thing, is keyword research. ChatGPT can help you to find the keywords that you should target. Even if you go to a digital marketing agency, the first thing that they want to know is, okay, what are the keywords that you want to target? So ChatGPT can help. It can provide some content ideas. ChatGPT can provide tips on optimizing your website with meta title, the description. As I said, it's a part of on page. How you use image alt text, how you use H1, H2, URL structure, and so on. So some tips on optimizing on page. They can also provide technical suggestions like site structure, internal linking, page load speed, mobile optimization, structured data, and markup. Of course, you can create content or optimize your content. Backlink strategies. It can suggest ways to build high quality backlinks like guest posting and so on. Local SEO tips. And in general provides the best practice and provides some resources and monitor trends. But as you can see, all of these are either suggestions, tips, and so on. ChatGPT cannot do it, and even cannot provide by step. Maybe can provide some tips and suggestions, but you need someone to implement this. And that's why ChatGPT cannot replace an SEO team, because you need human expertise, judgment, strategy building, hands-on execution, adaptation on algorithm change, team collaboration, and so on. So my point here was ChatGPT can be a good help, but it's just the first step. So how you can enhance your on-page SEO, like checking your website speed, if your website is ADA compliant, mobile friendly, if it's secure, what are the keywords that you're using. And for this, I usually use Gemini, because Gemini is connected to Google, and of course they have a better access to the data sets. So look at this one. I didn't want to use anybody's website, so I use Irvine Spectrum, which is a public place here. I can ask Gemini, can you analyze this website? And it goes and analyzes the website, I can ask, what are the keywords in this website? What's the speed of this website? So all these things you can ask Gemini or ChatGPT, so analyze your website. I should just provide you a warning. Maybe you go to Gemini and say, can you check this website? And you get the message that I'm sorry, I'm not able to access the website because the content is not available or whatever reason. So don't be scared. Don't be discouraged because your website cannot be read by Gemini. We couldn't find any correlation between what websites it could read and what it cannot. It has nothing to do with the length of website, with your website is ranked or not. Again, we did some research with my student, we couldn't find any correlation. The other thing that I quickly go over is programmatic SEO. So let's say you have an e-commerce website that has a lot of pages, like e-commerce website with large catalog, travel website with different destinations and different activities, job boards with various job titles and locations, or real estate with many individual properties or different neighborhoods. So for this kind of website, you don't want to target like 5-10 keywords because you have different catalog, you have different activities and so on. So in this case, we can use something called programmatic SEO. The benefit of programmatic SEO is it increases organic traffic by targeting a large number of keywords. So in those cases, you have a lot of keywords and you want to use them. Improve user experience, and it's very scalable and cost effective. So the way that it works is we do keyword research with AI. We find relevant and low competition keywords. We create a template, like a landing page with consistent element. We generate the content using AI and publish the page and optimize and monitor it. So in regular SEO, you have a limited number of keywords. In programmatic SEO, longer and larger. So I want to show you a very interesting example. So let's say you want to start a business in Irvine. You want to install solar panel and you want to do SEO and PPC. So even if you go to an agency, they're going to ask, what are the keywords you want to target? Or even if they do the research, they are going to charge you like $600, $800 just to come up with a list of keywords. They don't do it for free. But I'm going to show you how you can use AI to do that. So again, in our example, we have solar panel installation in Irvine. So one thing that you can do is see what keywords your successful competitors are using. And successful competitors are the competitors that are in the same line of business. They are on the first page of Google. And then if you can find out what keywords they are using, then you can use the same keywords. So for doing that, we go to Google, we type solar panel companies in Irvine. And then Google is going to list all the companies. So either we can write the name or we can use a plugin like this, SEO Quake, to just save all the companies that they were listed on the first page of Google or on the Google page. And it can send it to a CSV file. So again, you can just write them manually, or you can use a free plugin like SEO Quake and write everything on a Google Sheet. Now that I have all the companies that are on first page of Google, what I want to do is I want to go and find out what keywords this company is using. Remember, this company is on the first page of Google. So they did a good marketing. Whatever they did good because they are on the first page of Google. Second, they are on the same line of business that I want. So one may say, why don't we go to ChatGPT and say, okay, find the keywords for this company? That's a great idea. We can do that. But what if we have 500 companies? Um, what if we have a long list? So it takes 500 times to go to ChatGPT. So by doing this in Excel, we just copy and paste, and I show you. So what we do here is we go to extensions, we go to GPT for Sheets, and then we enable GPT. So as soon as we do that, we can use GPT in Excel or Google Sheet. And then now we can use a function like any other function that we use in Excel, but just call ChatGPT. So look at here, I say equal GPT, and then the first argument is this URL, the company, and then the second one is the prompt, find the keywords. Now that I did for this, I can copy and paste this line to here. So automatically, ChatGPT is going to go to all these websites, find the keywords, and then list it here. I can go even one step further and say, okay, find all the keywords. And for doing this, I call GPT and say, you know what, copy all these keywords, remove the duplicate, combine all these keywords, remove the duplicate, and then put them here. So in less than 5 minutes, I could find all the keywords that are on the first page of Google, and then so this is great, and you can use this technique for many things. Maybe you want to send email to 100 companies. You can use the same techniques. If you have all them in one Excel sheet, you can use this option. The other thing, so here I show the process. Unfortunately, we are running out of time. Another thing that you can use is, for example, using platforms like N8N, and you can optimize WordPress blog posts with AI. You can define an AI agent that generate the content, generate the article, generate the title, add a draft to WordPress, even generate image, upload the image, set the image in WordPress, update your sheet, and then AI agent can optimize the content, set meta tags, and then publish it. So the whole process can be automated using platforms like N8. Pivot tables are very useful if you're doing marketing and then you get an Excel sheet with all information. You want to do it, you want to create a pivot table that can summarize. And you can provide this to ChatGPT, and it tells you exactly how to create the this pivot table. So you can create a pivot table in less than 5 minutes and summarize data. And the good thing about pivot table is it's dynamic. So if you change the data, the summary table or executive summary table is going to be updated automatically. So as you can see, the instruction and how we can generate the pivot table. One thing is, sometimes you ask ChatGPT something, don't rely on that 100%. I asked the same question from ChatGPT and Gemini, and I got two exactly opposite response. Sorry, it seems that my computer is crashing. So I guess we are already done. So I just want to provide my email just in case you have a question. It's score@webconcepts.ai. So if you have any question, please email me. If you have a website, you can send it to me and I can provide you with some reporting. There is no obligation. We are not selling anything. I'm just trying to help you. So if you have any question or if you have a website and you want to see where you're standing as far as the digital marketing, send the website to me, a score at webconcepts with S at the end, .ai, webconcepts at webconcepts.ai. And then I generate some reports and then I send it to you. And then it's up to you what you want to do with it. Thank you so much for attending the webinar, and I hope to see you soon.